Hello and welcome to Around the Air Force. The Defense Department began allowing media coverage of the dignified transfer of fallen service members on Monday. Defense Secretary Robert Gates said in March the wishes of the family will be the main consideration, and the family of Air Force Staff Sergeant Philip Myers invited the media to witness his return. Air Force Master Sergeant George Maurer has more.
The Defense Department spent a great deal of time talking to those who matter most, the families of the fallen. And one DoD official involved with the Dover policy change process says most families they talked to wanted to tell the story of their loved ones. However, one of their concerns is the media may not present them in the best light. So the Defense Department, in response to those concerns, placed tight restrictions on the media. And tonight, the media honored those restrictions as Air Force Staff Sergeant Philip Myers came home. President George H.W. Bush banned media coverage of fallen service members in 1991, and Monday marked a change to that policy, and according to the wishes of the family of Sergeant Myers, who died April 4th in Afghanistan from wounds suffered from an IED, the media was here paying respect for his sacrifice and honoring the dignified transfer of his remains. From Dover Air Force Base, I'm Air Force Master Sergeant George Maurer.
Before the dignified transfer, the Air Force Mortuary Affairs Operating Center at Dover Air Force Base, Delaware, receives the fallen service member and prepares them for their families. Staff Sergeant Jason Armstrong has this story of the team ensuring the final honor is made.
The final piece to the preparation process is laying a finely pressed flag over the casket of a fallen hero. And while teams do that, they also give their final inspection to make sure everything is perfect for families to pick up their loved one.
Our job is really very important, because if there's something that they miss along the way, we are the last catch. We will be the last finalized to make sure that's taken care of, if there's any discrepancies, anything like that. It reminds me of the sacrifices and bravery that these fallen heroes have given for the sake of freedom. And it reminds me what our great country stands for.
Staff Sergeant Jason Armstrong, Dover Air Force Base, Delaware.
Air Force officials are initiating a new process to separate the promotion list release dates for Master Sergeant and Technical Sergeant. For the last 12 years, the Air Force has released both lists together, but this year will release the Master Sergeant promotion list on May 14th and the Tech Sergeant list a month later on June 18th. According to Air Force Personnel Center officials, the separation was long overdue and will now give individual recognition to promotion selectees from each respective rank. They also stress that even though the promotion release dates are changing, the dates of the testing and promotion cycle will remain the same. An assignment overseas for many airmen means they receive the cost of living allowance to allow service members to maintain an equal purchasing power with their counterparts in the States. For many in the European countries, it's been very helpful until recently. Despite a consistent exchange rate, it's what's happening back home that might lighten their wallets, if not now, sometime in the near future.
Especially with the way things are going with the economy right now. Inflation is picking up back in the States, and the purchasing power is diminishing back in the States. So, you know, that's a big thing that's affecting the COLA for everybody over here in Europe, and I'm sure the other overseas locations as well.
Because of its unpredictability, finance officials are recommending that people do not depend on their COLA to make family purchases, such as a car payment. They also say that if you are receiving COLA, you should anticipate that it may drop a significant amount in a short time. For more on today's top stories, log on to Air Force Link. For Around the Air Force, I'm Tech Sergeant Lee Hoover.